Now at 4, fighting over the future of education, the proposal for one Central Indiana school district and why some parents are saying not so fast.
And the showers and the clouds have been lingering. We do still have some shower chances in the forecast, but there's a lot of ups and downs in the temperatures. I'll talk about when we could see temperatures warm back up.
And women in combat. Should women be allowed to fight? We'll tell you why the debate is back in the headlines. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
A lot to get to on this Thursday. We begin with the debate over charter schools taking center stage in one of the area's largest school districts. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us at 4. I'm Dustin Grove.
And I'm Felicia Lawrence. And right now, leaders at Hamilton Southeastern Schools are considering adding more career and technical education for students. It's also known as CTE.
But it's getting major pushback from some parents. Our Samantha Johnson is looking into it.
Hamilton Southeastern already offers several CTE programs like welding and music production, but Director Steve Lozier says the district can do more.
So we have a philanthropic funder at the table right now, willing to partner.
The proposal comes from an out-of-state company called Opportunity Education to build Fisher's Prep. 9th through 12th grades, staffed by OE, and targeting Hamilton County students who are not already enrolled at HSE.
Really, the offer would mean we could accelerate that growth and provide those opportunities sooner.
But some parents at Wednesday night's school board meeting didn't see it that way.
This right here, right now, is how teachers are being disrespected.
Lozier estimates the charter school would average about $6,000 per student. So that's $3.2 million from the Hamilton County funds.
The superintendent and the board keep on stating our district is so broke, we can't pay for the teachers, one of them being my wife. Why are you trying to extend us even more?
Lozier says he's glad people are involved in asking questions.
There are just some charter school horror stories within the state of Indiana.
But he confirms charter schools are not private schools, and the goal is to add to the district, not to take away.
This does not make HSE out to be a failing district. It's not labeling that. It's not a judgment on the incredible opportunities our teachers bring our students every single day.
This proposal will be back in front of the HSE board on December 11th for a final vote. In Hamilton County, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Thanks, Sam. And HSE plans to eventually expand its CTE programs regardless of what the board votes next month. You can still submit your feedback. We're going to drop the link on our website, WTHR.com.
Today, a U.S. Marine veteran was sentenced to 10 years in a deadly crash that killed a Fisher's teacher and her husband. Court documents say in 2022, Jamie Heredia Jr. was going 80 miles an hour the moment before hitting a car at 56th and Glen Road in Lawrence. Ashley and Grant Lansdell both died in that crash. She was a teacher at Fall Creek Elementary. Heredia was found guilty on 2 counts of reckless homicide. He'll serve 5 years in the Indiana Department of Correction, and then 5 years will be suspended. He'll also serve 3 years probation.
All right, we're going to talk weather. If you take a look outside right now, we are seeing a lot of clouds. It has been a very cloudy Thursday, a chilly one. You need your sweater, but we'll make it, I promise.
And a little warmer than the last couple of days.
Yeah, and that trend's going to continue. The clouds may stick around, but the warmer trend may be on the way. And there's lots of ups and downs in the forecast. I teased a little bit earlier the chance of snow in the forecast.
I know.
But look,
the S word already.
Here's the thing. That's way at the end of the 7-day forecast. So we've got a lot to get to before that happens. And there's still a lot of ups and downs. Let me get you through maybe the next couple of days or so.
One day at a time.
One day at a time, which was set here in Indianapolis, wasn't it? Was it
I think so, actually.
No one knows what one day at a time is. It might just, I stand alone. That's fine.
No, I'm with you.
Okay, let's go ahead and show you where we are with our rain chances moving out. We do have, even though the radar is not showing up with any rain or precipitation, we do have a little bit of drizzle or sprinkle that's still falling. It's very light, and the radar doesn't pick that up very much. So we're going to see most of that try to shut down. Once we get through the overnight and into tomorrow, we'll watch these temperatures become become pretty mild. To be honest, this is a little bit above where we should be for our high temperature this time of year. We've just been so mild that when the temperatures get back to average, it feels like a little bit of a slap in the face. We'll see the temperatures go down into the 40s for tonight. The clouds are going to linger. It's possible that some of the western communities may see a peak of sunshine by tomorrow, but I think cloudy is the best way to describe tonight. Overnight lows into the 40s to near 50. This is very mild for this time of year. And then starting that warm up as we look to your Friday. So mostly cloudy skies. Again, if you're west of Indy, I think we could probably maybe add a sun icon to this, but not a full sun icon. It's really going to be obscured by some clouds and then temperatures into the mid 50s. This is above the average and we'll head into the 60s by the time we get into the second half of the weekend and early next week. And yes, I'm going to break down that possibility for a chance for our first flakes of the season. That will be at the very end of our 7-day forecast. I'll have it for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right. And so 1 day at a time was set in Indianapolis.
In Indianapolis, that's what I thought.
Mid-70s.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, we're added to the watch list. Thanks so much, Rob. All right, here's your check of traffic. Here is our metro area that we are monitoring closely. We're going to take you up northwest, I-65 on State Road 334 in Boone County. Things moving in both directions. We'll keep an eye on monitoring that. We also want to show you I-70 and West Street. Things are actually looking a little bit heavy there, but still moving in both directions. There's construction in that area, and it's 4:06 this Thursday afternoon, so nothing out of the ordinary happening here. And now to the latest on President-elect Trump's recent cabinet picks and the reaction from Washington.
Both Democrats and Republicans weighing in. Also, the Conservative Political Action Conference, more commonly known as CPAC, is kicking off at Donald Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. Here's
NBC's chief White House correspondent, Peter Alexander.
President-elect Trump returning to Mar-a-Lago last night, singing God Bless America with billionaire Elon Musk at his side. As he ramps up the transition process, his new choice for Director of National Intelligence is already facing scrutiny. Tulsi Gabbard, a military veteran who was once a Democratic congresswoman and Trump critic.
It's important that our commander-in-chief have a military mindset. That military mindset doesn't mean you walk around looking tough, making idle threats.
Gabbard has since endorsed Trump and changed parties. In the role, she would be privy to the nation's most closely guarded secrets, oversee 18 intelligence agencies, and be the president's main advisor on intelligence matters. Gabbard has publicly questioned many assessments of the U.S. intelligence community. She secretly met with Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad in 2017, blamed the U.S. and NATO for Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, and has shared Russian claims about Ukraine that have been discredited by lawmakers. Democratic Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger, a former CIA officer, writing, "Not only is she ill-prepared and unqualified, but she traffics in conspiracy theories and cozies up to dictators like Bashar al-Assad and Vladimir Putin." All of it after the president-elect capped his comeback at the White House at the invitation of President Biden. Biden vowing a smooth transition.
Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need, and we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
Good.
Welcome
Thank
back.
you. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate very much a transition that's so smooth. It'll be as smooth as it can get.
Trump telling the New York Post that he and Biden discussed the war in Ukraine and the conflict in the Middle East, adding, "I wanted to know his views on where we are and what he thinks."
And we told you President-elect Trump recently announced he wants Fox News host and combat veteran Pete Hegseth to be his defense secretary.
Trump's pick comes after Hegseth made recent comments about women serving in combat roles. 13 News reporter Emily Longnecker joins us with what Hegseth said and how female veterans are reacting.
Yeah, folks. Well, Hegseth was a recent guest on a podcast and said he believes women should not be serving in combat roles in the military. He said it hasn't made the U.S. more effective or more lethal, and it has made fighting more complicated. Now, we talked to several female veterans today about his remarks. The U.S. military's ban on women in combat positions was lifted in 2013. By 2016, all combat roles were open to women. According to the Department of Defense, in 2022, women made up 17.5% of the active duty military force. We spoke with female veterans who have served in combat zones about what they think about women serving in that capacity.
Can women do combat? Absolutely. Women are smart, intelligent, strong, definitely capable of doing it. But I personally wouldn't want to see my daughters do it, nor my son, but especially my daughters.
I have mixed feelings. You know, I definitely, as a woman veteran, having been there, been in combat, 100% we can. We do, we have, we will. But I'm also understand some people that have the train of thought that maybe we should not be, just because we are, you know, the nurturers, the mothers, you know, and so we're leaving children. So I do understand the train of thought that we should not be for that aspect.
So some different perspectives there. Hegseth has not said he would reinstitute the ban on women in combat roles if confirmed, but his thoughts on it have certainly generated a lot of discussion, a lot of different perspectives. As you heard there, we'll hear more on this discussion later at 5:30.
All right, looking forward to it. We'll see you then. Thanks, Emily.
Still ahead, what's being blamed for the record number of brush fires across New York City?
And E. coli cases on the rise. The latest on the outbreak linked to McDonald's onions. Rob.
We're heading to the weekend. We're looking at the temperatures to warm up once we get through the weekend and even into early next week before a big chill is on the way, potentially the coldest air of the season coming in.